Alrighty, Gemini, let's check you out. Is it Gemini? Yes. So we have here, give me a minute. We have here a clever crow will always paint its feathers black. So that means like crows are very intuitive. They also represent afterlife, so lots of intuition, lots of ancestry. They're not necessarily a good thing in terms of the symbolism of it. They're also messengers. So so it says here, cover crow will always paint its feathers black. So they're black, right? So in case they're not, then they're going to blend in because they're really smart. And so they will blend into their environment. And if they need to, they're going to paint their feathers black, but they're already black. So not necessarily be able to need to paint them over. So, all right. So that means blending in with your environment, and be clever about your environment. The other thing is I was preparing for you, and we're in Mercury retrograde today. Or, this time, not today. And today there is like there's a sibling or a family or some like a familial, somebody that's family that's going to come back during this Mercury retrograde, if they haven't already, to like apologize, okay, for whatever fallout you had with them in the past. They're gonna come, and it's gonna be a very genuine apology, okay. So that's gonna be very interesting. And then tender embrace, yeah, I think they're gonna come in and it's gonna be very tender. I think it's gonna be very heartfelt. I think that it's been like a fallout that's been going on for years, that you maybe stopped speaking to this person, and someone that you loved very dearly, like a sibling that has just been, that you just love tremendously, and for whatever misunderstanding they cut you off. Or yeah, I think they cut you off for something really insignificant according to you. And I think they're finally coming clean. I think that they've, maybe you've gotten an apology from them before, but this one is also very different. So fork in the road. All right, I think it's going to be a fork in the road for you with your siblings or family members. You might have a Scorpio in your chart or be dealing with the Scorpio. This is also about decisions and options that you have. So that's coming, okay? I think there might be a lot of people coming in during Mercury retrograde. And then life, breathe, right? 7, 8, 9. So ending of a cycle. You're like breathing in new life to your life and to your circumstances, and possibly to this relationship, but mostly to your heart. I think that this looks like your heart, and then the chambers of your heart, right? So being able to sort of, maybe with this coming back of this person and this apology, I think that that it's going to put things in perspective, but also it's going to release like huge pain that you've worked through, but that has always sort of been there. And I think you're releasing that. It's a very powerful time for you. Congratulations. If you haven't subscribed to my channel and this resonates, I would love for you to help me grow my channel. I feel I need to do this in order to help people. And then if you are subscribed, thank you so much. That means that you're either my student, a friend, or a family member, okay? So door to spirit, you're going to be very abundant. There's going to be a lot of money coming in. You're also getting a lot of downloads. It's also a very prosperous time for you in terms of like being in a really good place, being very stable, being very very stable with situations and foundations and relationships, okay? It could be great. And then you have boundaries. Yes, boundaries are very important. I think that even though this relationship might be coming back, it's very important to keep your boundaries and lay low. And maybe you're not going to be able to have the same relationship that you had before, but I think that you'll be working towards that. I think this person, the sibling or this family member, and you will be working towards that. And I think it's important to have boundaries, all right? And keep your boundaries. Not mean, just have boundaries up. sacral chakra, so balancing out your sacral chakra. This is about intimacy, and this is about sensuality and sex, okay? And waiting games. So maybe you've been waiting to partner up with someone, or some sort of like sensuality or sexuality having to do with self, and you're sort of like maybe balancing out. There is also someone possibly that you're waiting for. I can't stress enough not to wait for anybody. They live their lives, and you have to live yours. And if they come back, that's fine. And if they don't, then good riddance, okay? Don't wait for anybody. So there's something that you're waiting for. And then fellow traveler support is all around you. This is also miracle coming in, so lots of money. Also, your third eye is awakened. And this is also about pride, ego possibly as well. Being recognized as well, okay, in terms of like different community members, and having possibly a higher position within your community based on what you've grown and what you've sowed, okay? And then Wicca read. So this is about whatever it is that you've done, good or bad, is going to come back to you. So if you have done well and done good, then that's coming back to you. If it hasn't, then it won't. But this is also like reaping, like for people that have like done bad by you or whatever, so they're reaping their karma. But in that, like, you're gonna get whatever, you're gonna get that balanced out, okay? And so it's not about revenge or anything. It's about really balancing out whatever it is that sort of didn't work out, or whatever it is that went down, okay? And then you have Anna, grandmother of Jesus, sending the light, laying foundation, divine plan. Yeah, you're right on target. You might be very motherly. You don't have to be a female to be very motherly. And then I think that you help a lot of people, and are divinely guided. We'll take one more. You might also, there might be a grandmother, okay, that you're praying for, or that maybe has passed, and so she's coming through, all right? Or someone that's very sick, and maybe you're thinking that they're gonna pass. I don't show that might happen, but I'm just thinking that that's sort of kind of the energy. And then you have, give me a minute. I just can't. I'm so blind. Give me a minute. Hold on. Mantra. Okay, so say your mantras, right? Prayer, manifestations. Yeah, this is a lot of prayer. You're also praying to maybe Virgin Mary, or maybe Virgin Guadalupana, or some sort of like deities, Hindu or Buddhist, Hindu deities, okay? And so you're leveling up, or you're feeling that, okay? Alrighty, so that concludes our oracles for Gemini. Let's do your tarot. Here's a relationship that was a no-win situation, okay? Maybe that made you really happy, that you're sort of still waiting for. Don't wait for anybody. Wanting a reconciliation, or know that there will not be a reconciliation. Or maybe the other person's waiting for a reconciliation. Can't stress enough, don't wait for anybody. You're up in your head about it. You feel, you have felt very trapped mentally with this, and you're trying to balance things out. You've also prayed a lot for you to be able to release this. Yeah, you're not confused anymore, and you can see clearly that this wasn't love, or that there's no love there, or that you don't feel the same way. All right. You're building your foundation, your legacy, and your money. There might be some communication coming in having to do with a familial situation, just like I mentioned. It might also be communication having to do with money, or some sort of stability, okay, that there's been a lot of conflict in, and possibly also like lots of like secrets, or things that haven't been revealed, having to do with like collaboration, or like a renovation of a home, or working having to do with like something with the home, a family situation, or their home that someone's still holding on to, or that you are. It was a no-win situation, okay? And someone's coming out of like possibly hermit mode. This can also be that there was some sort of illness, or surgery that someone is recuperating from. This was very toxic and there was a huge tower moment. You don't feel regretful about possibly ending this or that this ended. There could have been also like changing of residence, moving. This can also be work, that you're possibly like physically moving, work or buildings, okay? You're no longer waiting. This is also like lots of ego involved, I'm thinking, either by you or by someone else. You weren't happy, you retracted your love. This also has to do possibly with some children involved or lack of. That was a huge burden for you, and you sort of figured out, you know, some truth about this, or some truth came out having to do, some truth having to do with this burden that you had released. You waited a long time. You had a lot of love for this person, all right? Or you might be dealing with the water sign. There was an offer that was given, but somebody severed it. They were very like emotionally detached and unavailable, and they didn't accept the offer with having to do with this relationship, past soulmate, past love, or a childhood friend, or it could also be like siblings, okay? This completely ended because there was a lot of manipulation with this. This was also some karma that played out, all right, having to do with foundation, and you're just moving forward in terms of this endeavor and in terms of home and stability, okay? There wasn't any equal give and take, or you gave a lot of love and this person did not. There's a lot of cheating, deception, lying. This can also be you organizing yourself and leaving this really behind, even though there was love for you there, or you still love them. Somebody was waiting for this to be fulfilled because they felt that they were, that it would be loving, but there wasn't a new beginning, and this kept you very anxious and very worried, especially at night. You couldn't sleep, all right, and there was a huge ending and there was no justice to this. This might also be that there might be some legal issues that you're dealing with, all right, but there might be some sort of offer that's coming in from somebody, possibly a fire sign, all right, but I don't think that you're going to want to reconcile with this. It's slow and steady, so it's taking its time. I think you've been waiting for this victory. This can also be like a position that you're waiting on, okay? And that there's going to be some judgment on it. There's going to be some changes having to do with some sort of stability, or like if you're in a corporation or a company, there's going to be some changes that need to be made, having to do with some people in power, specifically like a couple, that is really going to be like a distribution, and then that's going to get you into the new position, okay? And I think you're waiting for that. You know, you're starting a new balanced era in your life, and that's what you've been working very hard to get done. Let me see here. There we go. And you're moving forward and moving away, okay? You might be also relocating for work and moving away for work, and maybe that's what you've been working for. Yeah, there's going to be a relocation, like a mountainous area that you're going to be going for work. I think that there's a lot of competition, and I think you're going to beat it. I also think you need to have some boundaries up, okay? Somebody's really not happy about this, someone that maybe ghosted you. You've been very like up in your head about it, have felt imprisoned by this, but you're also being illuminated at this time, and it's been very clear to you that possibly this person left you out in the cold, or feeling depleted emotionally or financially. This could be work, or this can be a higher commitment that you were hoping to heal, or that you thought was going to be really good, and it turned out that it wasn't. All it was is like no apology at any way, and then lots of like huge betrayal, lots of conflict and competition. Possibly someone's in and out. This is a person that is either an Aries or a high position, and they just come in and out just for pleasure at night, okay? They probably traveled to you, but it was very confusing in the past, and they broke your heart. They're also not stable, and they're possibly not single, all right? So they might be coming back to you because now maybe they are, or they don't want to be married anymore, but they just want to have a good time and then just be intimate. So be mindful of that, okay? Hope that helped, Gemini. Love and light.